Greetings to you. Today's topic is extra special. I'm diving deeper into the concept of vibrations, emotions, thoughts, feelings, manifestation, and as it relates to self empowerment and wealth creation. So, greetings to you all. As usual, I have my notes prepared ahead so I stay on topic. There are a couple of insights I want to drop with you, I want to share and teach today. So definitely you want to hang in there, right? Like this is the place to be. One thing I always say is get into a comfortable state where you can think, where you can reflect, where you can process the things that I'll be sharing. Okay. So welcome to you. If you're team replay as well, don't be shy, drop your comments because even after these processes, I usually come back to engage with those who miss the live. I know a lot of people enjoy the live interaction, but I know people are also busy. So if you miss the live interaction and you're catching the replay, you're welcome. Listen, don't be shy. Just drop comments. I'll definitely get the notification and we'll be happy to respond to those as well. Okay, do like, subscribe, share, invite more people to join. Again, you cannot find this anywhere else. I'm going to dive deeply into very complex topics, but as usual, I'll make it very, very understandable, like easy to understand, easy to comprehend, right? So that's part of my job. And for those who want to learn how to build wealth through the power of self empowerment, business development, and entrepreneurship, do join us at the Quantum Leap Academy. World-class resources for your full-on transformation. Okay, let's start diving into it. And as people join, just let me know where you're joining from. Feel free to engage. I know this, we get warmed up a little bit and then people get excited and we get into the Q&A as well. So I'm always really like enjoying the interaction. That's why I keep coming back, by the way. Okay. Improve the quality of your vibrations, emotions, feelings, thoughts. Listen, raise your vibration. What do we mean by that? Okay, you've probably heard it before. If you're in the self empowerment space, if you've taken classes, courses, this is one of the things. Like, if you want faster results, full on transformation, most people stay on the concept of mindset, behavioral science, but it gets deeper. If you actually want to quantum leap and you want to achieve faster results, okay, if you want to transform yourself faster, if you want to see more meaningful results in your life, you have to actually go beyond mindset. Okay, you have to go beyond mindset. So beyond mindset, there are concepts deeper within you. There are deeper programming. Because what I see is people trying to fight their mindset. Listen, leave your mind. Your mind is doing exactly what it was designed to do. Input, process, output. Input, process, output. Whatever you feed your mind, okay, you are wired a certain way to process it a certain way. That's your conditioning. And based on that wiring, okay, that process, you create a certain result. Okay, so the mind is a system that processes information and energy. Okay, and so whatever you feed it, it will process it and it will give it back to you. It just copies and pastes. That's it. So what you can actually improve, what you ought to improve on, is to understand the sources, where what you flow into your mind. Okay, how you've wired your mind, how you've been programmed to process the information that is coming through you or coming to you, going in you and coming out of you. You can improve that. Also, your output, how you manage your output, what comes out, and even your own response to your own output, to the things you do, the things you're thinking, the things you're processing, your own sensations, your own vibrations, how you react and respond to you is part of this equation. Right? What's going on inside you? Because people's fears, doubts, limitations is their own response to what's going on inside them. This is part of the equation. How you respond to things going on inside you. If they make you afraid, if they make you doubt yourself, if you're lacking confidence, if it makes you feel lack limitation, That is part of this work you have to do. You are scaring yourself. You are limiting yourself. You are doubting yourself. And trust me, when you vibrate at those frequencies, the whole world will doubt you, will run from you, will avoid you. They will not want to be in relationship with you. You did that to yourself. That's what I talk about, self-sabotage. Many people sabotage themselves because of the relationship they have within themselves. If your relationship is not healthy, if the relationship you have with you is not healthy, trust me, bringing more people into that relationship, you are just passing on your chaos to them. So this shows up in human relationships. The relationship you have with yourself, how you talk to yourself, what you think about yourself, what you think about the world. Listen, when people come into relationship with you, you are the same. And then they get to assess if you are nice to hang around or not. When we talk about laws of attraction, your vibration, listen, you don't want to be the dumping ground of other people's anxiety, and you also don't want to be dumping anxiety and stuff on other people. That's why this work is so important. So I'm just still laying the foundation for why this is extremely important. Okay, the quality of life, your wealth is dependent on this, your health is dependent on this, your overall quality of your life is dependent on what you do with what I'm sharing today. And most people don't even have the awareness, right? Because of lack of education in this space. Okay. We talk about self-care, but what we are talking about is really physical. But what's going on inside you that ultimately, okay, impacts everything you're going to get, everything, who you're going to be, what you're going to get, who you're going to become, the quality of your life, what you're going to attract. All of your experience here on earth is dependent on what I'm going to be sharing today. This is the most important. If you fix this, phew, that's it. You're unstoppable. But if you don't fix it, you can be all over the world searching. What's inside you will stay inside you until you transform. So I'm just laying the foundation. So the first thing I want to share, okay, that was just the preamble, introduction. Let's get into the meat of it. Again, I have my notes. I always come here prepared because there's a lot to cover, but I want to stay on topic. I pick one topic and I cover it. And then the classes, courses, you can access that. If you want to develop the skill, you can access that in my school at toyinumesiri.academy. My first name, last name, no, right? One word, dot academy. Put it into the browser. Join us. Join the Success Accelerator program. Okay. You listen, you can't miss it. That's the best investment you can make this year before the year runs out. So the first thing, let's just talk about this. Okay. The language of your spirit, the language of your energy, the language of your mind, the language of your body, they are not the same. Okay, I'm in teaching mode now. Let me make sure the audio, everybody can hear me. Okay, the audio is good. I love the video quality. Okay, good. Just checking all the stuff. You can hear me loud and clear. Let's talk about language. Language. You see, you have to expand your understanding of your own language, how you speak. Most people just think of language as the words coming out of you. Listen, the language of your mind, the language of your energy, the language of your body, the language of your spirit is different. And so when I say language, I'm using it broadly to say how you message, how you communicate, how your body responds to life and speaks. Let's just say speaks is sensational. Sensations, senses, the five senses. When you are hungry, I'm giving you example again. When I'm teaching, I'm very, I teach in a way where you are going to really learn. Miss Beverly says looking good and sounding okay, good, awesome. My people are here. Okay, good. The first thing I want to break down when I talk about the language, we talk about English and all that. That's not what I'm talking about. Let's go deeper. The human body expresses itself sensationally. Senses. Feel good, don't feel good. Senses. You sense things. The body doesn't speak English. your body, your frame. If somebody steps on your toe, ouch! You see, the first sound that comes from you is ouch. You don't even know what to say first. You have to process, right? The language of the body has to be processed by the mind for comprehension. The body doesn't speak English. It doesn't speak French. It senses things: taste, touch, sight, sound, smell. There's external things that happen that your body takes in. There are internal things that happen that your body also knows. The state of your inner body. When you are hungry, I can see your hunger. Nobody knows your hunger until you go, tummy is growling. It's trying to get your attention. Okay. When the body needs your attention, it doesn't speak English. It vibe, right? There are some sensations it will send to you, to the nerves. It uses the nerves to travel, right? Right? The sensations travel and carry the information of what has happened to the body, sends it for processing in the mind. So the body has its own language, sensations. It senses things physically, okay? Touch, sound. But it speaks to you with senses. So you have to be in tune with your senses. And when we talk about disassociation, is that many people don't listen to their body. Their body, they are detached. There's detachment. They are only processing life with their mind, not understanding that you have different sides of you, that, right, you're a complex creation. Many people have not been trained to listen to what their body is telling them and to respond. When you are hungry and you don't respond to the hunger signals, you are putting your body in a state of depravity. You're depriving your body of food. And there are different things your body needs. Different parts of your body needs different parts of things that you are responsible for taking care of. If your body needs sleep, it will yawn. Oh, and then you go, oh, you're tired. I want to sleep. You've used me so much, put me to rest. If you fail to listen to what your body is telling you and you keep working, you don't rest, the body can send more signals. It doesn't speak English, but it speaks, it senses, and it's trying to gain your attention constantly. Whether it's pain, struggles, different things that is going through your body, it's constantly trying to talk to you. So you have to slow down. Most people don't slow down enough to sit with themselves and to check in. It's like when your car is trying to make noise, it's like something is off. The engine needs oil. The gas tank, there's a dashboard telling you, fill up, because some of you will keep driving without even thinking about resourcing your gas tank. I'm just laying the foundation. Let's get this right. You have a car. For the well-being of that car doesn't speak to you in your language, but it signals. The manufacturer has put in some codes. When there is no gas, blink, blink, put an announcement. When the engine is doing this, put a warning sign. When the tire pressure is too low, alert the driver. Check your car, pump your gas, fix your, right, change your oil. The car is constantly trying to signal, but trust me, if you're a bad driver, you will not listen. If you don't know what the signs mean, you ignore it. You just keep driving until the car gives up. Oh. And you say, crank, because I ain't going nowhere. I gotta sleep, I gotta rest, I gotta eat. So please understand, your body in its own function, in its own physical function, requires you to pay specific attention to it and to give it specific care. And most of the self-care that most people have been taught at a certain level, brush your teeth. If you don't brush your teeth, it will stink, cavities will develop, and your teeth will be all over. You know that. Wake up in the morning and shower. This. If you don't, there are consequences for not doing the things that you ought to be doing for fit to your body. You eat more than you exercise, boom, it has consequences. I'm going deeply and I'm trying to make this fun just to raise the awareness that this body speaks. And if you don't slow down, or if you don't listen to what it's saying, you endanger that body, your body. You do. Meaning, you are not optimized. You're not optimizing it. You are not putting it in a state where it can function for you in an optimized way. You did that to you. The longer you keep abusing the functions of your body, you are not treating it well. You're breaking it down. So the body speaks constantly every day. It needs things. It needs energy. You need to eat food. It needs rest. Okay? You need to sleep. It needs to be put in a certain condition of well-being, and that is your responsibility. That's the body. Let's go to the mind. The mind is an interpreter. Again, I want to teach these complex topics in a way that I'll use my storytelling. I'll paint pictures you understand. And please also engage. Beverly's here. I see, right? Let me know where you're joining from. I have my cold water, to cool myself down because this gets really, charged up, positively charged up, excitement, passion. You're going to feel some vibes, good vibes, high vibes. Okay. So sometimes I need to cool it down and just, let's just pace myself. Okay. The human mind, listen, is the software of your life. You can't touch it because it's not the brain. You can't see it with your naked eyes, but it is fully functional, fully operational. Here's the beautiful thing though. You are designed in a way for the mind to be programmable. Okay? The mind, the software for the human mind is programmable. Other creation of God, their mind cannot be programmed. They cannot program their own mind. They cannot tell themselves they are already programmed and their programming is locked in. They cannot change who they are. They cannot become something else. They cannot make decisions to go against the programming of God, other creation of God, right? Fish cannot wake up and say, I ain't fishing today. Like I want to stop, they cannot make there certain things that cannot be programmed. They cannot program themselves. They do not have the power to choose what they want to do, how they want to do it, and to become a certain, right? There is limitation to other creation. But you see, the human mind, God gave you the free will, right? When we talk about the will of man, you can do whatever you want to do, right? You can. You have the free power because God has given you the gifts. Okay? These are all gifts. God has given it to you. You are in charge. You are the manager. You are the boss. You're supposed to be, but some people are sleeping on the job. Autopilots, right? They've not been trained. Okay? Or they've not trained themselves, or they've refused to train themselves how to optimize and maximize the utility of what God has given them. But again, that doesn't change the fact that your mind is your mind. Some people will say, oh, the government is the problem. This is the problem. Okay, that's what you're feeding your mind. You're feeding your mind that. Are you outsourcing your mind to the government? Is the government in control of your life? If you make them the controller of your reality, they will. Because your mind responds to your thoughts, your beliefs, your actions, and it will manifest and produce it for you, period. So whatever you feed your mind produces. That's why you have to be careful what you're feeding your mind. Okay? Input, process, output. You give it, whatever you give it vibration, you give it thoughts, you give it sensation. The mind is the interpreter. It will come up with stories, right? To fit what you say you want, who you say you are, where you say you are going, which is also your own programming. And it will deposit all of those stuff, output, into your body. Your body receives the output of your mind. It obeys the programming, right? So you use your mind to program what you want your body to do. I'm still laying the foundation. Okay. So your mind does whatever you tell it to do, how you tell it to do it. Okay. And then it carries the body along. Whether you're sleeping or awake, the mind is at work. There's certain things it will do at night because you are busy, you're busy using so much energy during the day, running after pursuing other things. But there are some functions when you're sleeping at night, the mind takes over. There are many things it does. I won't talk about those things. They're in my classes in my school. But just let's stay at a very high level, because where I'm driving, I have to make sure you can follow where I'm taking this conversation. So that's why I'm bringing people along. Now, you also have your heart, not your physical heart. As the Bible talks about, the heart within the context of the Bible is what I'm talking about. Out of it flows your life. Is that the heart is your place of energy. Power produces energy. Power is storage. Energy is when you are consuming, when you are doing work, the ability to do work. This is where you come into your physics, chemistry, biology, right? Biology is your body. Physics, chemistry is your heart and your mind. Your heart is more physics, your mind is more chemistry, because that's where it produces chemical energy. Your hormones, okay, their emotions, they are the product of your mind, right? But your heart is more physics, it follows more of energetic principles. Okay, so physics principle, vibrational energy, all of those things, frequency, all of those things, your heart follows that, and your mind is more chemical, because all the chemicals that will produce to power your body is produced by your mind. Your mind will produce the chemicals that are representative, that are encoded with the instructions you have for your body on what your body should do for you. Okay, so in general, your heart, okay, vibrates because it holds energy. Just think about your gas tank. Okay, the most powerful, let me say this. I want to, again, I'm trying to share complex things and teach it in a way that people can understand. That's why I'm using analogies. So when you think about the gas in your car, it's combustible. It's energy that transforms, right? It changes states. Under pressure, it changes states and it's combustible. It's like fire. But that gas propels the car forward. When the gas, right, burns, it's consumed. Okay? It transforms energy. When energy changes states, okay, it produces, when motion, right, force is applied, it moves the car forward. The locomotion, the engine, okay, mechanical, right? But chemical chemical energy in the gas creates motion. And then your steering wheel is where what you use to direct, to go, what direction should the car go? Turn right, turn left. The driver controls the direction of the car with the steering. Think of your mind as the steering and the engine. But you have to decide, do you want to turn right? Do you want to turn left? And the car obeys you. The car moves you forward. Okay? Your emotions. The reason I'm saying that is that emotions, energy in motion, that's the definition for emotions. Emotions move you forward, or if you apply the brakes, bad processing, bad input can put a stop to where you're going. So the language of your body, sensational. The language of the mind is what you've trained the mind to understand. So if you trained your mind English, your mind would interpret everything happening within you consciously in the English language that you learned. If you speak French, your mind can be trained, okay, to convert everything happening to you into French, because that is consciousness. Okay, that is consciousness, is that consciously you can learn a language in which you want to think. So you think in the language you've trained your mind to understand, and the mind can understand multiple languages. You can learn 3 languages, but you still have to pick which language you want to think in. So the process of thinking, of producing consciously, you see, while you are awake, when you want to be, because there are many things happening subconsciously that is not English language. That's why you don't know what's going on into you until the mind interprets it into English. The body can be going through things, subconsciously, beneath thinking, beneath consciousness, under consciousness, things are constantly happening within you. You will have to develop other senses to interpret it. Vibration is one of those things happening beneath consciousness, beneath thinking. You are vibrating at a certain frequency. Oftentimes, if you don't make time out for your mind, to train your mind how to interpret your vibrations, emotions, and feelings, your mind will not know what is going on within you. When I say no, I mean in the language in which you speak. Thinking about vibration is a process that requires you to slow down, right? Because there's so much going on in the mind. If you want the mind to process vibrations, emotions, feelings, you have to slow down. Because the mind thinks, the concept of thinking, okay, is conscious. You are in charge. You know what you're thinking about. There are many things you don't know, but you can know and understand if you train other parts of your being. For example, being hungry is a training. When a child is born, the newborn child, okay, doesn't know what's going on, but can sense I'm hungry, right? And will cry, okay, would make noise and sound to express itself. And then the mother becomes the interpreter. Okay, the adults become the interpreter, okay, to help suit the baby, to help meet the needs of the baby. Okay, I'm still laying the foundation, okay? I hope I've not lost anybody here. Let's keep going. So just understand that the language and the messages coming into your system, they're from everywhere. You're being bombarded. Okay? External world, internal world, what you're reading, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, the emotions running through you, your vibration. There's so much. You're such a complex being. There's all kinds of things going on within you. Thinking seems to be the only one people focus on because that's conscious. But part of growth, okay, part of maturity, you have to step into energetics, okay? Growing your knowledge of your human design, energetic reaction, because ultimately, if all you're focused on is thinking and your body and what you're doing or what you're seeing externally, you're missing so much signal that actually influences what you are seeing or what you're experiencing. So when you go into the manifestation principles, right, being more intentional, picking your choice, your thoughts, right, picking your vibrations, raising your vibration, this is an intentional way of living where what you're producing in your life for yourself, you are being creative, you're being intentional, and you are producing what you want to produce, not what you don't want. When people don't do this work, you tend to produce out of chaos, out of confusion, because you confuse yourself, right? You tend to manifest realities that surprises you, but that's not how you were designed. You were designed to be more conscious, to create what you want to create, and to live the life you want to live. But if you don't know how to create what you want to create, and you keep doubting yourself, confusing yourself because you don't invest in these skills, then that's when I say you get what you get. Right? If you're not in control of this reality, your mind, your heart, your body, if then who is in control? Who programmed you? And I'm going to go into that now. So I think I've already laid the foundation I wanted to lay with the first one. So just be aware of the sides of you, what's going on inside you, your body, your mind, your heart, your being. And your spirit is supposed to be the facilitator because that's where the power bank is. And power produces energy, but you extract the energy for what you want to create and produce intentionally. But when you are not intentional, your energy can be mismanaged and produce things you are now trying to manage it's just pure form, like unintentional living. Because when you want to be a producer, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to be a wealth creator, listen, you have to be more intentional. Because those things, you don't stumble onto wealth, you don't stumble on success, you don't stumble on any, you prepare for it. You prepare your heart, your mind, your body for the success you desire, what you want to see, what you want to produce, what you want to manifest. It's all intentional. And so part of the struggle is that unintentional people cannot focus, right? They cannot focus on the things they want and produce the things they want. But they are everywhere, but they are nowhere. They are burning time, energy, resources, and they are complaining because they are not intentional. And everything God has given you is what you're supposed to use to build the life you want. But when you don't know how to manage it, you've not empowered yourself, you're not your own self agent, you don't have independent mind, you cannot use your what God has given you to produce the life you want. You've outsourced it all. You've given your power away. That's why people complain. Complaining is complacency. Nothing changes. You can complain all you want. The people you are complaining about, they don't even know your name. They don't know your street address. They don't even know you exist. You are just a number on it, on the statistics. Yet you've made them important in your own life. And you've told your mind, these are the people stopping you. And trust me, your mind will just construct that reality. They will be stopping you in your dreams, in your waking. They'll be doing to you what you say they are doing to you. Mismanagement. Very, very serious. Okay, let me cool myself down. You see, I said I will cool myself down. Eloy says, I love this. Okay, good. Let me calm down. I will calm myself down. You see? Okay, so I think I've covered one. Let's put that aside. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Grab your tea, grab your coffee. Let's relax. We'll talk about good stuff, real stuff. And I pray and hope you invest in yourself and you take yourself to higher levels. You quantum leap your results. Right? Ultimately, everybody decides. It's either the choice has been made for you, which I'm going to talk about now. Okay, it's either you're already producing what people wanted you to produce, or you choose to produce what you want to produce. It's either you live your life for somebody else, or you live your life the way you want to live it. That's the choice you have to make. And when you decide you want to leave it for you, you will do more work. Because when something is on autopilot, you can slip off. You will arrive where they wanted you to arrive. The day you decide you want to arrive in an intentional destination, you better open your eyes and be alert. And that's the work people don't want to do. You see, you want to outsource, you want other people to be responsible. Is the government, is the this person didn't let you, is your boss. You blame everybody else. So you're on autopilot because you don't want responsibility. Anybody that doesn't want responsibility for driving their own life, driving their own car, whatever the person driving your car is doing, don't complain. You see, don't complain. If they take you to whatever and you say, what are we doing this? You slept off. You gave somebody else your car and they are driving your life however they programmed it, and you don't want to wake up and take your car back and drive your life and be you don't trust yourself to produce better results. You trust somebody else. Okay. Eko says you miss me. If you miss me, join us. But thank you anyway. Eko, miss you. Listen. I don't even want to talk about that. Let me just leave it. Because if you are busy, you are busy. If you are not busy, you are not busy. I won't say more than that. That's a code. But thank you, everybody. Okay, you said, let me put the comments out there. So intentionality is the process I must engage to get to the point I want. Exactly. But you know what? Everybody talks about what they don't want. But who cares? Who cares what you don't want? Like, oh my, I'm trying to cool. Listen, I'm trying to, I want to mind my business today. I want to share what I want to share and then leave people alone. But trust me, there are many stinky thinking out there. If you cannot get yourself what you want, who do you blame? I'm talking to mature people, adults, by the way. I'm not talking to 5-year-olds. Yeah. 5-year-olds depend on other people to get them what to eat. Right. The responsibility for the outcomes of that child's life is put on adults. But many people don't want to grow emotionally, intellectually, spiritually to take on the responsibility for their own reality. That's even barest minimum. You see, the barest minimum is that you be responsible for you. That's the barest minimum. When you want quantum leap results, you now have to be responsible for other people's reality. Let's say you want to build wealth. When you now move into a realm where you are responsible, not just for your own financial needs, but you are taking on more responsibility, these are the people who move higher, higher, higher. Okay. Okay. Ekal says, I have a question. Okay. Let me take your question before I move on to the next one. I'll put it up here so everybody can see what's going on. So you're talking of intentionality. I speak from the African perspective. African brother, greetings. I'm here in Chicago. You're in Ghana, I believe. We have a global following, so welcome, people of the world. Okay, African perspective. I think our lack of spirituality affects intentionality. Many people think their limitation is because of a spiritual hindrance. Oh, my brother is putting it out there. Bro, should we dive into this? You see, I have my notes. Let me bring up a resource I created for this topic. Um, okay. Africans are one of the most spiritual people in the world. So the problem is not lack of spirituality. Please hear me, Ekau. Africans, if you want, you cannot find more spiritual people than Africans in the world. It's not that they are not spiritual, it's that their spirituality is rooted in poverty mentality, poor thinking. Because your belief system produces your life. What you believe, you will manifest. So if you believe something will stop you, it will stop you. But realize that in this same planet, some people believe they can go to the moon and they override the laws of gravity, right? There are known physical dimension laws of gravity that stops people from jumping. If you try to jump up, you will come down. If you throw orange up, the orange will come down. There is a force. There is a law that keeps things, matter, to be glued to the ground, right? To remain here on earth. There is a force that keeps things, right? Low, right here. You jump, you come down. You throw things, you come down. That force is known. But humans that want to override that force, they used physics, aerodynamics, they studied that force and they overcame that force. And they say this force will not stop me from going to the skies. They built another physics that overrode, you see, breakthrough that overrides the law of gravity. A plane is in the sky. The only reason it is in the sky is that it has conquered laws that keeps car on the ground. A car cannot fly because it is not programmed to fly. So if humans don't program themselves to go to the moon, you stay on ground. If you don't program yourself to achieve breakthrough quantum leap, you stay where the forces can keep you. Whatever those forces are, whether it's gravitational, whether it's energetic, whatever those forces, if you don't learn how to override the things, the conditions you think wants to put you where you are living, you're going to stay there. You decide how far you want to fly. That's the point. Okay. You see. Okay, I want to stay on topic, but you get my point. Your belief system on what you believe you can do and achieve will determine what you achieve. And that in of itself is spirituality. Belief is rooted in the spiritual dimension that rules your reality. So whatever you think is ruling you will rule you because you've opened your heart to their forces, right? But if you close the door, Jesus said, nothing shall be impossible that to them that believe. But look around you. People are living in impossibilities. They are going to the moon. They are doing impossible things with technology, with ChatGPT. People are building skyscraper because they believe they can. So they do it. And people who believe they can't will not do it. You are not going to produce what is not inside you. You're not going to create what you don't believe you can create. You are going to manifest to the level of what you believe, according to the power of God in you. So you decide who you are going to be, how high you are going to go, what you are going to achieve, who you are going to become. That is on you. Your own programming or the programming you have accepted to rule your life. If you accept it, you become it. So spirituality is beliefs. When you are dealing with God, God will talk about beliefs and faith. You cannot receive anything from God if you don't believe it, if you don't have faith for it. And so whatever you have faith for, whatever you have belief for, that's what you are going to produce. Period. Your beliefs is tied to your vibrations, the realm of your desire that you've attached possibility to. So if you are attaching impossibility into your life, you are attaching doubt, you are attaching limitation, you are attaching all this degenerated stuff. How do you fly? How do you quantum leap? How do you go to space? With what thinking? With what mind? With what belief system? Where are you going? where are you taking your car? Without direction, with confusion. Still stay where you are. So everybody is practicing spirituality. They may not know it, okay? But everybody is created with the breath of God. The key is, do you know who you are? Do you know the real you or the fake you? The version of you filled with lies. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Is that the one that is propelling and programming your life and you are living your life out? Or the one closest to God? High vibration, sense of possibility, right? Unlimitation, right? No limitation, complete belief, faith, possibility, because that's where miracles, signs, innovation, creativity, productivity only live in the zone of high vibration. People who live in low vibration, they can't create. They only consume, right? They only consume the things they need. They cannot produce because productivity has to shift you into a new realm of possibility that most people don't live. They don't live in that zone. Miss Beverly says hallelujah. Okay. Hallelujah. Ekal says dive. Okay. We should great question, Ekal. Yes, see, listen, that question. If you guys ask great question, I'll meet you. So let me come back home. You see, let me cool down back. You see, when you people drag me, like, let me calm down. Not calm down, but come back to Ekal. Did that help? So fly. If you want to fly, you raise your vibration. A car that cannot speed, to override opposition, the headwinds, cannot fly. Okay? Cannot fly. It can try, it can desire. So many people say, I want this, I want this. Raise your vibration. You will get it. You see? I want that, I want that. Raise your vibration. Raise your thinking. Raise your emotion. Lift up your head, right? Think of things above. Bible says, think of things above, not things beneath. Caterpillar you cannot find the best things. Caterpillar was saying you can quantum leap, transform into a butterfly. You will enjoy a different side of life. You will see more, you become more, you attract more. Listen, you will get more. Okay. Says yes, so helpful. Cheers to cooling down. So let me bring something very, 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 very important, extremely important. Because if we don't acknowledge this, people will go, Toyin, but it's difficult, it's this, oh my community. So let me acknowledge this. Your childhood and how you are raised is remains your programming unless you change it. Let me say that again. The experiences of your childhood, the programming of your childhood, the vibrations from your childhood, the rhythms, the words, the sensations, the emotions generated inside you from when you were born to who you are today is all the programming you've got, except you decide to disrupt it and transform yourself. The reason this is important is because I want you to know that programming has affected your biology, your psychology, okay, your beliefs, your thoughts, your behaviors. It has been shaped. So I don't want us to ignore this fact that you are who you are because you've been trained. Your mind has been trained. Your body has been shaped to, right? The constant emotions, how you speak, what you do. If you doubt yourself, you were trained to doubt yourself. If confidence was not trained inside you, then it's still lacking. If you are trained to feel limited, then you don't have what you need. If constantly when you were young, people told you, you don't have this, they don't have that, there's no this, if that is all you've heard, then trust me, your biology has been trained to continue to repeat. You repeat the patterns of your childhood until you say you want to rewire yourself. And that rewiring is very, very interesting. It's I don't want to say it's easy. It's possible, and that's what I do, right? My classes, the human design classes, is focused on those who want to rewire themselves and position themselves for higher levels of result, no matter where you're coming from. Because those who don't acknowledge this, you see, let me call this out. There are many, many people. There are certain people. There are many. Certain people that are many that they think nothing is wrong. They are in denial. Until you are honest with yourself, what's going on inside you, how you feel about yourself, until you sit with yourself. Remember, I said the language of your body is different, the language of your heart is different. Most people have also been programmed to move through life with bad breath. I'm going to use an analogy because the person who has bad breath and nobody has told them, brush your teeth, they move around so confidently with the stink. Guys, I'm painting the picture so that people wake up. I don't know what else to like. I'm trying my best way. People who are moving around the world with bad vibration, low vibration, emotions, they're energized negatively. They argue. You know those rooms you go that people, they're constantly vibrating chaos. Run away from them. They vibrate anxiety, fear, limitation. Anytime you encounter them, something is the problem. The government is the problem. The boss is the problem. Oh, is this bad? Oh, is this? They are constantly vibrating chaos. It's coming from inside them. And nobody has said, sister, seek help. Seek help. This is not normal. Anxiety is not normal. Chaos is not normal. Fear is not normal. Doubt is not normal. Limitation is not normal. But many people have normalized it. It's their normal. Every single day, that's all they talk about. What's wrong? What's not right? So all of their energy is tied up, producing their own chaos, and the vibration gets more stronger because that's their belief system that the whole world is wrong. Okay, Eckhout says the bad breath analogy makes it clear. Okay, good. Because this cluelessness, is it clueless? It's worse than lack of awareness. It's worse than that. Because I don't think I won't call it awareness. It's stronger than if there's anything stronger than and I don't know. I could what the Bible will talk about when the word Bible talks about foolishness. It's almost that. That is a strong, it's let me say why awareness is not the thing. People who become made aware will take responsibility and try to change it. If you tell somebody they have bad breath, they will say, oh, now I'm aware, let me fix it. That is healthy. This one is worse. Is that when you are telling them their breath stinks, they start arguing with you. They tell you that your nose is the problem. Is the problem. They flip it on you. You see what I said? It is foolishness. That's why Bible says, leave foolish people alone. You see, you're trying, and that's why people leave them alone. Because if you try, laugh with me, guys. You can't make this thing up. I've seen it. Let me calm down. People, if you try to tell these people that their breath is stinking, they will come for you. That's why the world leaves them alone in their foolishness. That's why they cannot be corrected. They are not coachable. They are locked in their own echo chamber. They tell stories of, oh, this, I'm the best thing, but this stuff stinks. What they are selling stinks big time. But nobody cares to tell them because they leave them alone to live in their own chaotic stink. That's why it is not awareness. People, when we know, generally speaking, when we know better, we do better. I'm telling you that when you attempt to tell people or share with people the problem, they make you the person who told them this is the problem. They make that person the enemy and they chase the solution away. They don't even bother. They are not even looking to change because they are like, what do you mean? Culture, hey, this is how it's all. You just say thank you. So people leave them alone. So for generations after generation, nothing changes. They repeat patterns that have lost credibility. They repeat narratives that create degenerative states of economies. So nobody touches, because if you want to learn, look around you in the world. Look at what other people are doing. You will learn. But foolish people don't learn because there's nothing to learn, because they are the best things in sliced bread. Nobody can teach them anything. Nobody that can, no, not coachable. So it's not even awareness. This is not awareness, because awareness, just look around you. Is that not awareness? Look around the world, what other people are doing, what they are creating. Is that not awareness? Awareness is everywhere if people want to be aware. The key is people who refuse to learn or do what it takes to transform their reality. They don't want to take on the responsibility. They want to outsource it. So they blame everybody, but they don't look into the mirror. So that class of people, leave them alone. Because only God can save those people. I'm telling you, and it's particular people, but there are a lot of people living in that dimension. That God is the one that would solve that one. Humans is beyond. Okay, anyway. Ekau, I won't say anything. You say, I won't even repeat that. I won't even type it, but I get you. Miss Beverly says, that's crazy, but this is so true. They don't believe. They don't believe. I'm telling you, it's even worse than they don't believe. Because you know why? Jesus will still take time to help people believe. You remember the guy that said, Christ, help my unbelief. God can still help people who acknowledge my belief is my problem. Please, God, help me to believe what you're trying to tell me. You see, that state, God will still work with that person. So it's worse than belief. It is close to pride. God opposes the proud. People are living in that realm where their own ignorance turns into pride, and that pride is annoying, right? God cannot even reach them. They are beyond the reach of God. You don't want to, like, I'm calling this out. Maybe there's still few you can rescue out of that zip code. Maybe there are still few people that can be awakened if they now know you don't want to be too proud with ignorance, thinking ignorance, yet proud of your ignorance in this world, in this year. That stuff stinks. People who don't know, they don't know that they don't know, and they don't want to know that they don't know, and they don't even want to know the people who know what they don't know. That stuff stinks. People who don't know and are open to know, and they are open to God to teach them what they don't know, they will be rescued. God will send help. Hey, but those who don't know and don't think they don't know and think what they know is what they know, but what they know is they don't know, leave them alone. And trust me, many people were raised to believe that way. It's a training. False pride, arrogance, rooted in ignorance. That stuff is so strong. Ah, I'm glad I can even share it public, because before I would be like, like, you can't even help people who need help and saying, what? Okay. Anyway, whew, let's put this out. I have a lot to share. Please, guys, let me share it though. But I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying. This is theater. Better than okay. Let me. I hope you are laughing. Everybody, I hope you're laughing. Ah, real life. Real life drama. Okay. Currently in a rewiring procedure. Thanks for joining. I always love to hear your thoughts too and your personalized process. Okay. Let me calm down and read this. Okay. Good. Okay. You're currently in a rewiring process. You said it's hard work. Whoo, a lot of tears. But with the work I've done, I've been able to grow and impact life. Whoo, good for you. Said, gotta do the work daily. Can't transfer a limited mindset to my kids. Woo. Ah, let me first cool down before I reply to that. Saidiru, my. You are dropping it. You are putting it all there. He said it was passed down to me, but it stops with me. Oh, everybody, are you feeling this? Are you feeling this moment? Let me go there with you. You see, when people are vulnerable, when people are honest, you will find the help you need. I'm going to set this aside and we will tackle what she just talked about. She said, it was passed down to me, but it stops with me. You see, amen to that. You see, because you are living in a world that for you to say what you just said, they will not even let you say your own truth. You see, you are living at a time when your own life reality is being denied. People will say, cover up. But how can you keep covering up wounds that God wants to heal? How do you keep covering pain that God wants to remove away? How do you keep covering anxiety that's been dumped on you when God is saying no more? How do you keep covering this nonsense and think you can be well? No, healing is now. Only those who want to be healed will be whole. Trust me, Jesus encountered the guy at the pool of the pedestal. Why? He said, this person didn't want nobody to help me. As long as you are complaining, your healing you cannot receive until you own yourself. Jesus said, are you sure you want to be whole? Because people who want to be healed must speak their truth. Start there. You must own the truth and speak the truth, because the truth is the only thing that will set you free. As long as you cover up a lie that everything is perfect, that you are perfect, that your culture is perfect, cultures that are being used and weaponized by demons and the enemy to oppress God's people, and you are worshiping at the feet of that culture, you better unsubscribe. You better unsubscribe by the tools. Unsubscribe from the tools that the enemy uses to rob you of your destiny. You better unsubscribe. Having said that, I will now cool down enough to share specific tips that anybody in that situation you can use today to pack, to send bad guests, send them out of your mind, of your body, of your spirit. Preach. Okay, preaching has landed. When you people, like, when questions come, I may have my own talking points, but humans here today, if God sent you here, God sent you here to find solution. So I will leave this one for now, and I will go into childhood trauma. Are you ready? Pull up, come closer. Woo! Shahidero, you mean business today? I'm seeing what you're posting. You are here today with fire. You've broken free, I can tell. Because part of being free is to just start talking. Don't try to be right. Don't try to be perfect. Just start getting those things out of your system. Shahidero says, I'm ready. Good. On that note, let's start. You see, when you were born, I'm talking about vibrations, emotions, feelings, and I want to specifically focus on healing from childhood trauma. Okay? Tafkat says we are ready. You see, in your mother's womb, your mama's vibration became your vibration. Please write that down. Know that. You were formed. When Bible says in sin was I formed, that stuff is biological, is energetic. It's serious. Our vibration becomes by default your vibration. Our thoughts naturally, when you come out, remember the words that people start speaking to you, your environment, because you are learning to speak. They're literally teaching you how to speak. They're teaching you how to process life. They're talking to you about life reality, but they're coming at it from your own perspective. That's how it's designed. But remember, when God designed us, He designed us before the fall of man. Okay? He designed us to learn from one another. The original design was for us to pass on good vibes, knowledge of who you are, knowledge of your God, knowledge of what you know, knowledge of life. Is that when any new entrant, any new child coming into the world, the way it is designed, the people who arrived before you, right? The people who arrived in this world before you, they're supposed to know more than you. And they're supposed to teach you, guide you, encourage you, and give you the tools to run your own race by design. Right? Nothing wrong with the design. The key is you will become like them. You will think the thoughts they want you to think. You will vibrate the way they are vibrating or the way they want you to vibrate. Your biology, your body will respond to life, react and respond to life the way they've programmed you to react and respond to life by default. So you always live. They always talk about strong-willed child, rebellious child, blah, blah, blah. Only the ones that decide not to take it all. But this process is also supported by culture that insists that you accept that programming. Any attempt for you to resist, that culture will not let you resist. So many people get broken down under the weight of that programming, that culture, that nurturing. Your true identity that is supposed to be cultivated and expressed gets suppressed. And they get impressed. Write this down: suppression, depression, impression, expression. Are you right? Are we to get? Are people? Everybody has gone quiet now. Let me check in. Somebody should type it: suppression, depression, impression, expression. Okay? Did you get it all? Because they are different. You came here to express what you carry. You see, a fruit. I'm doing this for Sayedero that came. Like I'm literally, I left my note. I'm going to teach this so that somebody else, she will get what she needs, what she came here for, she will get, and then anybody else. And then we'll see if there's more time. I'll go back to my note. But for now, I'm going deeply into teaching childhood trauma, healing from childhood trauma. I'll just give you a perspective. Okay. Every child is here to express suppression, depression, expression, impression. Yes, impression. When God created you, you are designed to express the image of God that you carry. So the right training is supposed to guide you to become who God wanted you to become. But trust me, most people have become not what God wanted them to become, but what men impressed on your heart, impressed on your mind, impressed on your body. Their thoughts, their opinions for you, how they want to relate with you, who they think you need to be acceptable to them. They coded you for their own delights, for their own pleasure, for their own storytelling, to be able to say, this is this person to me, and they put you down. Most of it, the people who struggle today didn't get the encouragement, the nurturing, the psychological stuff they needed, and so they are depressed today. Is that if your mind cannot produce well-being, you've been deprived of it. And that stuff is, you go back generation to childhood, you'll find the source of all of this stuff. And generally speaking, this is what I found. Most children become the receiver of all the trauma, anxiety, confusion, fears of their handlers. That's what I've come. Now, on the positive note, you have parents as well that passed on their own greatness, their own confidence, their own beliefs in an healthy way to the child. So what I'm saying is more of a spectrum. It's not 100% this or this. It's more of what percentage was good for you, what percentage was not good for you. So it's not zero. It's not that all that they did was wrong, they did nothing right, or all that they did was right, they did nothing wrong. Because this is the polarity of life. This is a slider scale of the 100% that was loaded inside you. You see, 10% you need to work on, 20% you need to work on, 40%, 50%, or 60%. Was it so horrible? Like, each person, you know your context, but own your context. Because what people tend to do when they are in denial is that they want to say, everything was good, 100% good. That's denial. Very big time denial. It could be 80% fantastic, but the remaining 20% can be what will stop you for the rest of your life. It could even be 5-10%. You see, Bible say a little leaven, it leavens the entire. You might get good grades, gone to the best school, they've given you the best that they have. Say big thank you, appreciate. You have to say thank you, gratitude for the 80% amazingness. You see that 20%? That's the work. That's the work. Because in that 20%, your biology, your psychology, your vibrations, your feelings about the future, because your feelings are the emotions of your past. Everything you've gone through, you're carrying around in your body. And this stuff affects your biology. It affects your reaction to I'm not going to go deeper into it, but again, high level, but I'm answering and trying to give you with this. Like if literally I could bring you a video, I'll bring you a video because this stuff is so important. And then this is what happens. If you never own the responsibility for fixing that 10-20%, you live the rest of your life with however you are. That's pretty much the conclusion, is that however you were raised, however you were programmed. Remember, the Bible says, train up a child in the way the child should grow. When the child is old, the child will not depart. You've been programmed not to depart from that programming. It's locked in. Trust me. There's some people, culture police. If you try to change it, some people are coming for you. They are coming for you. They will call you names. They will say, how dare you escape that programming that they locked you in. Trust me. That's why those who cannot fight for their future will not be set free. You don't want to cooperate with God to rescue you from Egypt. I'm speaking in codes now. You don't want to invest. You don't want to get help to go deeper. You've accepted right? People have accepted this thing, because the day you decide what is no longer acceptable, that's when the fight begins. And that fight is inside out. You want to push out the nonsense, right? So that's why I talked about impression, suppression, depression, expression, because those who don't win the fight, they get depressed because the weight of the suppression takes people down. Like, if you cannot fight off the impression other people have put inside you, when you get tired and you give up and you think there's no hope, that's depression. If you insist that you want to express, then you've got to push out a plant. A seed planted can be buried under nonsense dirt. If the seed gives up the fight, the seed will never manifest. It dies off. Nobody sees the fruit of that seed. But the seed that must be broken and yield the life God has put in that child must fight to come above the death. You must push away nonsense. You must resist. You must resist the doubt, fears, anxiety, limitation poured on you. You must push it away from your system so that your life can emerge. The true life that God has encoded in your being before you were here. He said he knew you before you were here, before they even knew you. God knew you and he ordained you for a purpose and a destiny. Anytime somebody else touches that destiny, anytime somebody else erodes your destiny, your job is to resist. And when you don't resist and they keep burying you and burying you, nobody sees you. People have been muted, silenced, suppressed. The worst case is when people give up the fight, they get depressed. That's it. Whew. I'm wondering, should I stop? Because listen, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to decide what direction. Like, I'll stop that there. Let me continue now. Because when we say take class, invest in yourself, invest in your future. Who's going to help you fight this fight? You have to Bible will say the weapons of your warfare are not carnal. You are trying carnal means. You're things that are in your biology, in your psychology, that is deep. You know that emotions run in blood. The stuff that circulates in your system, that results in your biology, is as deep as that. Chido says, fear and doubt is no longer acceptable. I have to be everything God has called me to be. It's exhausting being the odd one out in a place you should be celebrated. Oh, Shahidero, you know what? Maybe you should book some time with me. All those things you're saying, I can, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to figure out, like, Shahidero, you know what? Send me an email. Let me put my email. Let's not put this. There's too much. There's, when I meet with my clients and all that, there are many things I tell people. You need to, privacy and all. This stuff is real. You want to have a baby, you want to bet your greatness, and you want to bet greatness out of chaos. Everything you've seen is chaos. Everything you've seen is anxiety. Your biology is not even cooperating, and you're telling me you don't want to fix that stuff. Send me an email. Let's find some time. We'll see. We'll see. Bring your questions. I'll give you a free session, because everything I'm hearing now, I want to serve and support you, but I'm also aware, it's a public space. So just the best I can do, I think, is email me info@toyinumesiri.com, and let's schedule something, request a session, and we'll take it from there. This stuff is real. And those who want to continue to live in chaos, you tolerate nonsense. When you're ready not to tolerate nonsense, you will invest and solve your own stuff, because nobody's going to solve this for you. Miss, my people are here. Beverly says, Coach's Academy is a weapon for fighting of these behaviors. Yes, tell them. It's not everything you put out here in the world, right? The other day I was talking to somebody. I said, people don't understand the warfare they are in. They want to build wealth. They want to go to heights of success, but you don't know. Everything you need that God has given you has already been hijacked. Your power, your energy, your mind, the things you need, the instruments for producing wealth, when it has been hijacked, you're supposed to go and collect your power back. You need your power back. The power to create wealth, the power to unlock greatness. If it is tied up in nonsense, anxiety, what can you create? You're already creating what they want you to create. You see, you're already creating whatever is in your biology right now. It's already your productivity. You're already creating emotions of which is by design what has been poured into you. But God wants to pour greatness into you as well. God wants to pour a new future, taking the people from his children of Israel from Egypt into a promised land. And you don't want to go. Or you don't listen. That's why I'm trying to just come back to this topic and count. I just want to, this thing is real. It's real. You want to build wealth, you want to start a business, you've never done it before. You don't understand that the vibrations, emotions, and feelings of possibility, of confidence, right, of belief is the only way you build wealth. If you are still like, I can't do this, I can't do that, who will buy from you? Who wants to buy that stuff? It doesn't sell. So if you cannot dump nonsense off your mind, push it away, the seed of greatness does not grow. Man, it has to, you have to bet, except a grain falls to the ground, the life inside you that wants to come out of you, if it is buried under nonsense, your job is to manifest the greatness. Your job, you are here to tell the world who God has created you to be. The world, when you are born, they tell you who to be. They suppress you. They impress their own impression of you relative to them. They tell you a story of who you are. If you believe them, you stay where they put you. The day you decide, you compare that note to the notes God is giving you, that's the day you come alive. But it takes courage. Um, it takes courage. So I want to bring it back home. I want to calm down. You see, you guys just listen, let me be honest. Miss Bev, I didn't want to come this session. I wanted to host it. The original plan is on Fridays. I host it in my school, Toyin Umesiri Academy. I wasn't gonna come publicly. In fact, there are some things I've decided that maybe publicly, right? There's already 1,000 stuff you can dive deeper into, all the things I've for years I've put out there. I'm like, if people need it, fine. I said right now, I'm only going to invest in those who have invested. So for a while now, you see, I have not done public stuff, and the stuff I do it privately because there's a level of seriousness and investment you have to make into your own freedom. And I'm just being, you guys led me here. Like, we are talking, since you guys are talking, let me also talk, right? Is that I had to send an email to my student, Miss Beverly. I had to send them an email earlier today. And I said, you know what, today's session, come on YouTube. I'll hold it in YouTube instead of the private sessions we host in the school. I just felt that way today. I was going back and forth. I was like, listen, leave people alone. I've been shouting for years, join my school, join my school. By now, whoever doesn't join, that's fine. I even quoted Noah's Ark when I was talking to myself. I was like, the Noah will say the ark is closed. I've closed it up. I've been saying, there were many times I was offering free this. People who, I said, listen, from now on, leave people alone. So I was having this internal dialogue with myself. I was like, oh, yeah. Anyway, the side that won, obviously, is the side that came publicly to say, some of these things, some people out there, maybe they don't even know what they don't know, or maybe people don't know what they need. Let's just give it one more chance. Transparently, Friday session was supposed to be a private session for only those who are paid members in my school. You guys will constantly hear me say, join this academy, join this academy, join this. I'll keep saying it because that's my body of work. It's a solution to those who have seen what their problem is and they're ready to, right, remove their problem by investing. So that's why when I came out here and I started, reading the comments, I was like, okay, I will prioritize these things, right? There's another comment here. Tafka said the school is amazing. Coach Toyin is therapy. God is therapy. Let's give God the kudos and the glory, because I trust me, I'm not as smart to be uncovering this thing. The key is that God is ready for his people. The question is, are you ready? Okay? Because ultimately, you realize that the children of Israel, as God had a plan for them, God's plan never changes for you and I. You see, that's something you need to understand. His plan never changes, right? And it works through generation. Remember, even the children of Israel, Moses, it took 80 years to even prepare their leaders or their leader. Realize too that the same group of people God had great plans for, their own fear. You see, emotions. When I talk about emotions, did not let them inherit the promised land. You see, Moses' own anger also impacted his own destiny. So when I talk about emotions, the chemical composition running in your body that as you've been wired generationally with can have the power to set you free or hold you where you are. And I'm saying that wiring, you can change it. God wants you to change it. God wants you to believe, wants you to have faith, wants you to be fearless in pursuit of what he wants you to pursue. But as long as you're afraid, you can't pursue. You always have excuses. Yes, so yes. Raise the vibration, coach. My state is in a state of emergency due to the storm. Okay, my neighborhood has trees all around on top of houses and all, including mine, but I have to stay at a high vibration. Guys, you see, this is real life. Like, I don't do theory. Miss Beverly, they are still like my other student this week. Oh my gosh. I won't name names, but trust me, someone was in the hospital. She said in her ear, she was hearing Coach Toyin's voice. I said, no, it's the voice of God. That voice got her to resist certain things. She's back home now. Real life requires real skills, not fake stuff that you cannot use. Shaido says, thank you for coming on. I'm literally wiping my teeth. Oh my gosh. You're wiping tears in a public place. Not sad, just open for the future. Oh Lord. I could tell. That's why I literally stopped everything for you. I could tell. I could tell that something was going on within you that was very, very deep. And I felt like, what can I share? What can I teach to just help you? Um hmm. Okay, stay on. Stay on. Trust me. Shaido, don't go anywhere. Just stay on. I'm sure the things I want to share. Let me finish what I want to share today, but I'm going to share it in a way that will help you. Okay. So let's keep going, guys. Oh, God is using you. God is using all of us. He wants to use all of us. So let's unpack. You're already gifted. Everybody's gifted. The key is, are your gifts buried beneath some nonsense? I say nonsense, things that doesn't make any sense. Miss Beverly says, I have no power, but I'm sitting in my car running to listen. Oh, you people, you are literally running your car to listen to what we are sharing. Okay, let's go. Let's go, guys. Okay, let's go. You see how you, oh my gosh. I'm glad I listened that I came out. So let's do the mission. We talked about childhood memories. Let me move to number 2. Emotions hold information plus chemical energy for powering your body, right? For wiring your body, for everything going on in your body. Literally everything going on in your body is tied to instructions and chemical compositions. You know, your DNA, there are certain things passed generationally in the DNA, your skin color, your hair color. You can't change that. That's not programmable, right? God didn't make any mistake. You see, the key is that there are other programming that your mind has received that you can deprogram, you can de-energize, you can delete. That's the one I'm saying, please work on. Okay? How you taking information, your relationship with information and energy. I've shared. Okay, let me quickly. Now I'm going into teaching mode because what's going on out here, I'm now understanding we are on a mission. Okay, it's not to play. So I'm going to go deeper than I'm going to give. I'm going to try my best to just deliver as much as possible for anybody that needs this stuff. I'm going to teach it in a way, right? Pick whatever is useful to you, run with it. You remember this slide? Christians are good with spiritual concept, talking to God. They are good with physical concept, right? But you see in the middle, what produces your emotions, your feelings. Think of feelings as the history of your emotions. I'm going to say that again. You are carrying around your history. Your history is stored vibrationally, energetically, is loaded with energy and information of everything you've gone through, everything you've not dealt with. Everything that has happened to you, the good, the bad, the ugly, it's in you. If you have not de-energized the painful past, they still have a power over you if you don't remove the power of all the things that has been done to you that is not good for you. I'm speaking in plain terms now. All the things you didn't like when you were powerless as a child, that was done to you, imposed on you, that you experienced in your reality. The emotions of the past, you are carrying it around. And when those things happen again, God is trying to say, are you ready to deal with it? Have you built enough strength to confront the history of your past? Because the history persists until you resist. Until you resist, until you are big enough to say no. The things you wanted to say no to when you were a child, when you didn't have power to resist, they keep repeating, they keep manifesting until you grow up and you say, enough, I'm done. Right? That's the pushback. That's the expression of your inner thoughts towards your life. Listen, it's a gift. People have been robbed of this gift. Don't talk this way. Don't talk like that. Who do you think you are? Blah, blah, blah. It's a robbing. They are systematically eroding your capacity, your impact in the world. Don't let them silence you. Start speaking. I don't like this. I don't like this. Enough or enough, right? Because when you are a child, you say you don't like, there are consequences for resistance. People who are not powerful face the consequences from those who are powerful to suppress them. They will keep pushing you down until they cannot push you. You have to become too big to be pushed down. That ought to be your number one goal. Make sure you don't like staying down. Champions do not stay down. If you stay down and you are defeated, that is suppression, then depression. Those who give up hope become depressed. And all of these things lead to anxiety, fear, limitation, because you don't have the power to confront the things, right? That is true when you're a child. But when you grow spiritually, energetically, right, you're supposed to develop the skills, the weapons. The Bible says weapons of warfare. You guys, they are supposed to be teaching you in church how to say no. Because that is the first weapon. No. But you know, when you were a child, you couldn't say no. Your no was not acceptable to the people who had greater power. Hopefully by today, you develop that you can say no. I'm not accepting that. That is, you need to get there. Because without that, you're still under the will of other people. Their will is still more powerful. Because until you exercise your own will, no, their will is pushing you down. Just your own will over your own life. Let me bring back the other, right? The barest minimum, guys, the barest minimum, I will keep repeating this, is exercise control over your own, right? Your own like your mind, your body, right? Your heart. That's just it. Namdi says, champions don't stay down. Of course, that's it. But if you stay down, they've won. Right? You stay down, they've won. You give up hope, they won. You get this, don't let them win. You see, winning is sweet. I'll tell you what makes people happy. If I connect this emotion of happiness comes only when you give your heart what your heart wants you to give to it. That's the source of happiness. But when you keep producing what your heart doesn't want, that is unhappiness. When you still start experiencing things your heart doesn't want, that brings pain and struggle. Right? But if you are winning, you want this, you get it. You want that, you get it. And God is saying he wants you to be happy. Whatever you want, he will give you. You don't know that. But some people have convinced you not to ask. God says, ask and you shall receive. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened unto you. Let me tell you something. Revelation. Asking is what your heart will do to have a transaction with heaven. Knocking is what your mind will do. Let me repeat. Let me correct that. Ask, seek. Seeking is what your mind will do. Knocking is what your body will do. Ask, your heart must receive, right? What you believe God has for you. Your mind must seek it with faith. You must be searching for what God has promised you. You must be you must be expectant. You must be doing the work, busy every day, planning how you will receive. You see, you must be collecting the vessels to load up with water because Jesus is about to turn your water to wine. You must be building the businesses because you know you are building wealth. You must be doing something with your mind aligned to what you are asking God for. When you ask God for something and your mind is busy managing chaos, you can't receive. Your mind must come along to help you receive, and your body must do the knocking. You can't tell me you want to build a business and you don't develop the skills of sales and marketing. You will ask. You will knock on doors. Hey, do you want to be my customer? Your body, mind, heart have work to do for you to receive what God has for you. And so what the enemy does is he hijacks all of that and gets you busy doing the things God doesn't have for you. Fear, right? What did they say? What did they think? Who would they be? busy managing chaos instead of being productive, creating your future. So emotions matter. You have to improve the quality of your emotions. Go into possibility, expectancy, right? Belief, faith. Raise that thing higher. Because beneath it is wah, wah, wah. Who did you this? Who did you that? That's where your energy is going. Right? The best thing you can do is just take your energy back. There's some things you just need to say, I'm not going to give it my time, my energy, or my attention anymore. Akindele says, own your power, be in charge. Be in charge of your heart. Like this thing, who is, you see, I'm trying to find the best way to say this, I want to knock the ball out of the park in one stroke. Whatever thoughts you are processing, whatever things you are believing, whatever things your body is doing, if it's not in your favor, why are you doing it? Why are you thinking it? Why are you believing it? Whatever thoughts is roaming in your mind, don't give it free room. Why would you carve your hotel, luxury hotel, and be loading up chaotic conversations? Things beneath you, they will drown you in chaos. They will mess up your hotel. I always say, get quality, invest in elevating your reality, your thoughts, your beliefs, your action. Take it to higher dimensions. But if all you are doing is ocean floor thinking, crabs live in ocean floor. They're the ones cleaning, right? I don't like to say that thing, but I tell you, don't be on social media. Don't let people use your mind to swipe. Don't let be like, see yourself as deserving of the best. Because if you see yourself as deserving of worse, you get it. You're an easy target. The sharks love blood. People are already crying. That's why I say run into the places that will help you get well. Let me bring myself down. I'll come again because I know I'm not even speaking to like when I'm in my school, it's a different conversation. In fact, that place is more calm. That's one of the reasons I want to leave this. Because sometimes I feel like, I don't want to exert too much. Anyway, that's my own thing. Those are conversations I'm having with myself. Because sometimes people are resisting the truth. And you can sense it, you can draw, you can see, anyway, I'm so sensitive, I can tell. That's why I'm like, just leave people. But I know for one or two people, God will still say, Toyin, leave those people alone. You see, the people we talked about before that are resisting the truth, that they think everything is fine, don't focus on them. There are one or two people that are crying for rescue. Number 3, train your mind to think great thoughts. Bible says this over and over and over. There's no way around it. Whatever you're thinking, you're producing. Whatever you're thinking, you're producing. And so you don't want to produce, or you don't want other people to use your mind to produce chaos in your life. In the classes, I cover step by step the technical aspects of being careful your decision making, what's influencing your decision making. I go into the science of how you make decisions, the technical aspect. If you want to learn it, join us. 4, train your heart to react and respond positively. Now, easy to say, but if your pattern of responding is not ideal, then you have to work on it. And I have some interesting things, but let's leave that one. Yeah. You can tell I'm managing myself today. I'm managing myself. I always do. Okay. Number 5, every moment you are living, what you are doing is, it's either you are recreating your past or you are designing a new future. every moment that you are in. Okay? The reason is because you come into each moment, okay, with the loading of your past. Like every day when you show up and you wake up, whatever you thought about yesterday, whatever happened to you yesterday, whatever has been happening to you, who you've become is who you wake up with. Who you have become when you wake up tomorrow is who is going to wake up tomorrow. And so, if you want the person who wakes up tomorrow to do something different, to be something different, to operate at a higher level, the only way you get that result tomorrow is to change today. That's why people who procrastinate, they don't grow. If you procrastinate this thing, say tomorrow, 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 everything's content, content, content. You see, inside you, there is a database that attempts to hold everything you're consuming. But there's another side of you that holds everything you are producing. Think about, I'll use analogies to explain this. And everybody, if this resonates, just drop a comment. When you go to the supermarkets, right, to the store, you go and buy your bananas, tomatoes, pepper, fish, milk, everything, right? Everything you need, raw materials, raw products, ingredients. You bring it in. So anytime you are consuming content, think about you are just taking in raw information. You're just gathering, oh, I like this rice. Oh, I think I will need banana to drop. Oh, fish, we need fish. You're just going, you're just grabbing. But trust me, the store has much more than you grab. The whole world has more information, more resources, more insights than you can bring into yourself per time. You're supposed to shop the realm of knowledge for the ingredients that will help you produce the life you want to produce. You are supposed to be intentional and be very, very careful. Imagine if you start gathering poison, toxic on the streets of social media, thoughts that will make you sick, that will not make you well, belief system that will make you lose sight of God's destiny. Yeah? When you are gathering information online, right? You're supposed to increase the quality of what you are what you will eat. If you want to eat organic, you're supposed to be buying organic. If you want to eat superior meal, if you want to produce superior life, the raw materials that will help you manifest high vibration life, you ought to be searching for it. But if you are doing cheap, low quality, free stuff, dumpster diving, leftover stuff, that is what you are producing. Be more intentional. Don't feed your mind crazy thinking, because it wants to produce. The day you decide you want to eat good food, you have to be right, because physically you eat good food. Your mind is also consuming knowledge because it needs it to produce your life. Without knowledge, you cannot produce. What you don't know, you cannot produce. You're supposed to be knowing more. That's part of your spirituality. You want to know your God, you want to know your divine nature, you read your Bible. If you want to go to space, you will read aerodynamic space. You don't read it, you can't produce it. Because the supercomputer of your mind needs input to process and create output. The input you feed it inferior stuff, inferior thinking, low grade thinking, low vibration, complaining, accusation, fight, backbiting. It will produce it for you. So see your shopping as you go to a store physically and you are looking at the banana, you want the best. You better be looking at information that will give you a best life. And those stuff is expensive. The cheap one, you can scroll all you want every day. Cheap stuff are everywhere. Sand is everywhere. Gold, you will dive. Diamond, you will dive. Oil, you will dive. You will dig for years to find the richest thing in this life. The same thing is knowledge. Those who don't want to dive will stay on the surface, scraping the surface, producing common light. Those who want to produce higher results, trust me, you dive deeper. That's your investment. You dig deeper. You don't stay on the surface. When you now bring the raw materials, so I'm using this side-by-side comparison so that you understand. When you get home, you want to cook rice. You didn't buy rice. Why? You can't cook rice. You wanted to grab salt. Instead, you grabbed toxic stuff. You sprinkle a little into your food. You do damage. Indigestion, constipation, tummy ache. You see, there is a side in your mind that holds everything you are gathering. It's just a storage. That's why when we say people who don't take action don't create result, is that you can consume content all year round. Your mind will just be keeping it until you are ready to consume, to use that knowledge to produce. Because there's another capacity inside you that only gives account to what you have used knowledge to produce. This is where results, this is where manifestation lives in. This is the laws of attraction. But many people gather, but they don't cook. They don't take time out intentionally to plan what they want to produce in their life. They're everywhere. It's all of it is just head knowledge until it becomes life reality. Many people are smart. They've read all the books. They know everything. But to move their life forward, to take action, to produce superior results, this is why. Because to produce results in this way, you will train your body. You see, you will train your mind, you will train your body. You will give your body the perfect instruction. You will wire your physiology to behave based on what you believe. And that is the work. That's the work. So you can read 10 books on sales until you learn how to sell. Until you sell one. Theory. You can learn how to fish. You can read 100 books on fishing. That information is just in storage in your mind, waiting for you to use it, input it, process it, output it, use your body to train, so that you can create results. So many people spend all their time, I'm here. Because, do you know the people who actually produce better results? They don't have to read the number of books you read. They just have to find the right information. Because when they find the right information and the right person ready to show them, they will achieve results in a week. Somebody is still loading up on content for a year. But the key is the quality of your life ought to be your number one intention. Improving the quality of your life ought to be your number one focus. So people who consume content, but they don't improve the quality of their life is because they don't know how to take theory into practical. The practice of knowledge, the skills required to produce results, this is where people fail. And that's why they'll still keep complaining. They know everything, but they cannot do. Performance is skill development, experience. So those who don't take action, trust me, go anywhere and say, I know this. It doesn't matter what you know at this stage. ChatGPT knows more than you. You can't. ChatGPT knows more than you. So going around and saying, no, if you cannot convert your knowledge into results to improve your own life and the life of other people, who cares? Go and read your book. You are not relevant to problem solving. When it is time to solve problems, create solutions, produce what life needs, only those who know how to convert knowledge into practical skills and can create results are the ones that get, right, rewarded financially. That's productivity. Productivity is what can you produce with what you know, what you have, what you've been given. And to the level of your productivity, that's all you can be rewarded for. And these same people will be complaining, my boss is this, my boss is that. He doesn't even know what I know. He knows what you don't know. But people won't admit. There are certain skills you don't know. And as long as you don't know it, you can't get what your boss is getting. And people ought to be asking, what do they know that I don't know? What are they doing that I'm not doing? What do I need to learn that I'm not learning? That is self-awareness. But trust me, there are many people that say, they promoted him because he's the friend of the friend. You two before come the friend of the friend. One of the skills of success is networking. Even you too, network your way so that somebody will see you. You are visible enough for people to see the quality of your capacity and they will promote you. Do what they are doing. Don't complain. Yes, network your way to success. Oh, yeah, they know him. You too know them. Know the people you need to know so that you can produce the life you want to produce. But people will be complaining, they will be whining. I don't get it. Let's move on. Well, guys, say hi, Toy, and everyone. Love from Las Vegas. Listen, what's going on? Now, everybody, you know who to. If you're going to Las Vegas to spend your money, you know you have somebody there. Okay, guys, I'm going to start wrapping up. This, let me. This question I put here is: how important is this to you? How important is the future you want? Because trust me, the default is already available to you. You're already living it out. The key is God telling you there's more? Does God have more for you? And are you ready to push and show the world? It's your job to show the world who you are. But like I shared earlier, you start out with the world telling you who to be. And you continue to be that until you change your mind. And a lot of the internal battles people have to fight is those thoughts encoded inside you, the thinking pattern, they are the problem. Okay, let me change. They can be the problem if you don't shift it. And so for me, I don't just talk about the problem. I'm more of a solution provider. I say, listen, if you want to learn how to build wealth, if you want to learn entrepreneurship, you want to learn business development, you want to learn self-empowerment, here is the solution. Like, that's what my school is for. If you want to learn how to empower yourself, you want to learn business development, you want to learn entrepreneurship principles, sales, marketing, branding. Not just that, but also understand the power that you will use to push your business forward. That's why I do a lot of inner work, mindset work in my school, because it's not enough to give you BMW. You need to learn how to drive what God has given you and maximize it and don't self-sabotage. They who know their God will do exploits. When you want to do exploit, you need to know your God, know yourself, know what He has gifted you, and maximize and use, because that's what you give account for. So that's what the school is about. That's what I'm keep driving home. If you want to learn, you can learn. And I'm encouraging you, please learn, because there's so much more to learn. Yeah. Those who want to okay, this one is quite interesting. Those who want to produce less can do less. Yeah. Because this is about productivity. Tafkat says, wow, the default is already available. Upgrade costs you to commit to bed. The real cost, I always try to speak these things in a way that I pray that people understand the heart of it, is that do nothing. Stay where you are. Keep engaging the way you are. That's it. That's okay. It's a choice, you see, to go into the promised land. Do you know, no matter how God wants to partner with you, if you fail to do your own part, nothing happens, particularly for Christians. One of the things I was sharing earlier, not on this private conversation, I was talking about the America that we know today, coming out of the Great Depression. You realize that in the last 40, 50 years and all that, is that the knowledge that people invested in is how they built wealth. Coming out of, how do you come out of Great Depression and then the industrial era and all of those things, and then you become a great nation? How do you do that? The key is that, I talked about suppression, depression, all the right, is that when people go down, nations that go down and refuse to come up, they remain poor. You see? When we look at the economy and we go, oh, it's going up, oh, it's going down, or you look at the stock of a company, oh, it's going down, oh, is that when things nosedive, if a plane is going down and the pilot doesn't bring it up, it's going down. So, how you bring humans back to the place God intended for us? This is what gave birth to the world of self empowerment, self actualization. You will notice that in the last 50, 60, 70 years of America, that's when you hear that language of work on yourself, develop yourself, your mind, your spirit, your heart, right? Self-improvement, the world of self-improvement, all the sciences, the psychotherapy, psychology. In the last 50 years in America, so many breakthroughs came out to support the resurgence, the self-actualization of the American people, because coming out of that is how you can build wealth. In the spiritual dimension, we talk about spiritual awakening, or we talk about when people talk about spiritual revival, is that certain conditions can make humans go to a certain low vibration that is depressed, like great financial crisis, all kinds of things, right? The key is that humans also have the ability. Please, guys, if there's anything I want you to take out of this is it. You have the ability to lift yourself up. Exercise that over your life. That is the gift God has given humans, that you can program yourself. God will even say, come, let's reason. Think of things above, not of things beneath. Bible will say, think of whatever is honorable, whatever is this. Think about this. You say, this book of the law must not depart out of it. This is the secret source that God is trying to say. I've designed you in such a way that your thoughts, you can use the power of thoughts to produce a new life. But you cannot produce the life you're not thinking about. You cannot produce a reality you're not thinking about, because thinking is productivity. And many people will you think just physical labor, physical labor, physical labor. That's not wealth. More wealth is built with your mind and your heart than any physical stuff. And so there's hierarchies in the world of people who don't think to produce wealth, but they are doing. Listen, manual labor is right. There's a space for that. But when you want to build wealth, your mind must travel into the future you want to enter and enjoy. You must take your mind into the future that belongs to you. Because wherever your mind is focused, that's what you are going to manifest. It's going to copy and paste whatever you're focused on. So, how is this important to you? So, those who don't want to produce, it's okay. Invest, like, don't even bother. That's why many people don't bother. Because this work, everything I'm talking about is to increase your productivity. And because if you increase your productivity, you will increase your wealth. There's a correlation between, right, the impact you're having on for your employer, for the world, for your clients and your customer, and how much they want to pay you for. Please, I pray people understand it, that your productivity is what people pay you for. And you can improve your productivity by increasing the quality of your work, the value of your contribution to society. It's all in your hands. So if you want greater wealth, it means you must produce at higher capacity. And in order for you to produce at higher capacity, you have to optimize your own inner conditions, the conditions of your mind, your heart, your body. And so if you don't want to produce, you just want to consume, people, I don't know. I know. I'm just trying to call people's attention. Pick a choice that you want to produce. You want to be rich, you want to gain wealth, and then train. This is what we do in my school. Join us, do this work, because ultimately it's about productivity. And that's the mandate, by the way. Be fruitful. Genesis 1:28. This is what the blessing of God upon his people. He cannot ask you to produce what he hasn't given you, right, things to produce it with. He cannot tell the apple tree, yield a tree, or the apple seed. Inside you is a tree. He knows what he has put inside the seed and the fruit. So God can command a tree to come out because he put it inside. So God can command you to be free, to be whole, to be successful, to be rich, to be wealthy, because he knows what he has put inside you. But if there's competition inside you, wrong thoughts, wrong beliefs, wrong behaviors, okay, clean it out so that God's thoughts and opinion can manifest. But those who want to produce more must do more. And so if you want to learn how to build wealth through the power of entrepreneurship, business development, self-empowerment, join us at toyinumesiri.academy. You see? And my final parting words and encouragement. Please, 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 don't give up until you see what you're looking for. Don't give up until you see what you saw. Jesus would say, when you want something, pray, believe that you receive, and you will receive. If you've received it in your heart, trust me, don't give up until you hold it in your hand. That's manifestation. On that note, see you at the Quantum Leap Academy. Okay, I'm seeing. Did I miss any other stuff? Did I? Okay. I'm scrolling. Own your power, be in charge. Yep. Okay. Champion, do not stay down. Yes. Okay. This one still makes me laugh. Tafka says the school is amazing. Coach Toyin is therapy. Oh my gosh. Listen, if you go for therapy, they won't tell you this stuff. I go if you need the clinical help. But what I try to equip my students to with the human design classes, I actually talk about self-therapy, because there's some basic skills, energetic skills, that powerful people must hold in their hand. You can't keep waiting for other people to do stuff for you. What you can do for yourself. Yeah, God is using. Okay, this one was Tafka says God is using you. Praise God. Thank God. God wants to use you too. Let's make ourselves. Okay, I'm going through it to make sure I cover everything. The school is amazing. Okay, you said that already. Yes. Okay. Anything else? Did I miss anything else? Resist the pressure. Yes. So true. Okay, Saido says I'll message you today. Okay, message. Yes, I'll message today. Okay, good. Oh, yeah, I see that again. So please consider this last one. Miss Beverly, thank you for putting it out there. Impression, depression, suppression, expression. You are born into the world and people impress their will on you and their own concept in their own imagination of who you are to them. They make sure you know it. What they expect of you. Listen, they take their duty so seriously. They make sure you understand. In fact, the topic, what I was going to cover today before I had my notes, was very was more actually therapy. Like it was rooted in a lot of science, and I was going to cover enmeshment, detachment, attachment, individuation, self actualization, codependency. I was also going to talk about self, like, listen, all through the week I have my notes, so I'm looking at my notes. I have my phone, my notebook. All through the week I prepare for my classes, right, that I host in my school. So earlier this week, Monday ish, I was set in my school to teach the advanced, like, energetic stuff, things that are happening energetic, that is actually affecting people big time. So that would be probably what I'll cover in my school next, because it's enmeshment, detachment, attachment, individuation, self-actualization, codependency. We've covered people pleasing. We've covered boundaries, why you need boundaries, your values, all of those we've covered. The human design courses to cover a lot of that. 7 courses there. My school, this I've stopped counting. There are over 300 resources in my school. It's the most comprehensive program you can find anywhere in the world. I also put in the notes talking about self-agency. There's a class I put together for parents of young people, because if we know that these things starts in childhood and you're a parent, you are still recovering from your own childhood. If like that was why I actually took time out for Miss Saidero, because she says so many things about the experiences of our own childhood, what she's still navigating, and she's working really hard so that she doesn't pass it on to the children. This thing is real, because if the hand that handled you was vibrating anxiety, by default, your biology would respond with anxiety if you don't do anything. Their own fears, if they're like, if all around you their vibration was so low, like, they attuned you, because the science of it is that humans tune themselves. That's why if you hang around people that talk a certain way, you will vibrate. It's just a matter of time, right? Unless you are the leader has high vibration and is able to help people, right, raise their vibration. That's only when you get the flow, because the flow of vibration goes top down. This is the power of leadership. I know I'm sharing another stuff here. Yes. If you are under a bad leader, you will suffer. That's why the Bible talks about people weep, okay, when bad people rule. Is that vibrationally, their thoughts will have impact on your life. If you're a parent and you don't deal with this stuff, trust me, you are pouring your stuff on, whether you like it or not. Just by sharing the house with you, your children will be vibrating the way you're vibrating, because you energetically, how you feel about your own life, you are introducing them to that feeling as well, whether you like it or not. So I have that class because it's also a gift to train both the parents, and give the parents the skills to train themselves and then train their children in such a way. Because let me tell you this, you know how real life is, parents, real life, that you go into the workplace, you go into the world, and you actually have to be strong. You know that to face real life, you need to be strong. Why are people raising weak kids? Why are they beating kids down and breaking their wings? And why do you want your kids to be weak, tired, a subject of you? Because once you make your children subjects of you are preparing them to be the subject of the world. Powerful people raise their kids to rule. Powerful kids raise their kids to be powerful, to be confident, to go out there and show the world, like, listen, yes, be my representative. God raises us to be his representative ambassador. And many people today, you are carried around the depression of your parents. Just please, guys, if you don't do anything, I'm trying to get people, like, what I want is, as you are finished what you are running to find help. That's what this is what God, go run, go and fight. Because the children of Israel that didn't fight their battle, that didn't enter the promised land, their children had to come back again. And the unfortunate thing is that the children that ought to have come out of the children would have inherited the promised land at birth. What they got was desert. Right? They were born in the desert. And so now when it was time to now enter Jericho, right? The rule was, okay, kids, be quiet. Don't even say anything, just walk around and then last minute shout victory, because your parents were busy talking nonsense. Ants, giants, oh, they, right? God said this time, I don't even want anybody to say nothing, and just be quiet, because this victory is guaranteed victory. Zip it. Stop vibrating, right? loss when I've given you victory. Let the weak say I'm strong. If you cannot say good things about yourself, zip it. It's just like it was this Zachariah, John's father. Zip it. If you cannot cooperate with what I'm about to do for you, zip it. God, the angel, because you are the prophet over your own life. When you start saying, oh, you don't have this, you are canceling out everything God has for you. So the children of Israel, God just said, just zip, just be quiet. You are going to learn how to not speak chaos when I'm giving you victory. You are going to learn how to match progressively without complaining. I don't even want anybody talking. Did you notice that? The second generation, no talking allowed, except the final shout of victory, because their parents talked themselves into defeat. Wow, 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 wow. They were vibrating, low vibration, so they returned into the desert. Oh, hey, giants! Oh, if you cannot speak victory over your life, just go back to God and be, ask God to speak for you. Don't compound the issue by just speaking of chaos. Yeah, Sharida says, yes, just be quiet. And I don't mean suppression. I don't mean suppress. There is a quiet when God says, the battle is mine. That's the quiet. So let me qualify what I mean by quiet. There are times when you are trusting God. When you've done all you can do, God will say, that's it. Even if you've not seen the result, I'm at work. Don't use your mouth to cancel the things I'm doing for you. When I am moving for you, don't say I'm not moving for you. Don't call yourself a name I haven't given you. Do not accept the accusation of the enemy. Do not tolerate nonsense. Do not demean yourself to a realm of nothingness. Do not accept nonsense thinking. That quietness is when you have done all and you are trusting God. Go and play. Go and play. Go and have fun. Go and eat chicken and chips. Go and have. There's actually something incredibly powerful when you go to bed and sleep, when you surrender, because your mind, as long as, don't listen, your mind can be busy producing positive things for you or busy producing chaotic things. I'm saying, when you cannot even think positively, it's better to just close, just leave, let that mind take it from nothing's going on. Just go and have fun. Go to the park. Get the mind off crazy. Like, go and do the most fun thing. This is part of self-therapy, but I'm just giving this. There are some things I teach, like that is in my students already know some of the things, practical things, right? Because I remember one time one of my students was like, I'm tired. I said, go and sleep. Abba, just go and sleep. By the next week, the person was like, I have new ideas. Yes, I'm going forward. Yes, there's a principle of rest. What needs to rest is your mind. When your mind is like, thinking of and it carries your body along, all this vibration, you can't sleep anymore. I'm saying, there are times when you just say, thinking is not the answer right now. Let's raise our vibration, because there's actually an advanced principle. I'll give you more tips now as I'm wrapping up. There's an advanced principle. When your thinking is funky, leave thinking alone. Do exercises to raise your vibration. This is also, by the way, what governs exercise. I don't know if I should. Okay. Should I share? I was trying to wrap up, but look at me now, sharing more tips. Let's see comments coming in. Excuse me. Be still and know that I am God. Yes. Know that He is God, though. Not the enemy, whatever the enemy is saying, which is what I'm saying. What I mean is, knowing God is God, being still, knowing God is God, that what He wants will happen is different from being suppressed because you are muted and you're confused and you're doubting. Completely different. This is a stand of faith. Okay? What I'm talking about is a stand of faith. Like, whatever, this is done deal. My God is working for me. Let me go and eat chicken and chips. Let me go and sleep. The God that holds the whole world is on the throne. I will sleep tonight. Like you will sleep so that you will sleep very well. So that when you wake up tomorrow, that's when they talk about the joy of the Lord is my strength. So I'm not saying suppression, confusion, doubt, be still in that moment. In fact, you're supposed to fight yourself. And part of the weapons of fighting is removing your mind from that stuff and putting it on God. So I'm not saying what the enemy is saying, I'm saying what God is saying. Okay, and I'll give you more practical things now. Saidel says praise and worship works for me too. I'll tell you why. Helps me focus on how big God is compared to my issues. Absolutely. Okay, there are some things that I'm holding. There are some things I want to share, but I also want to respond there. Roller Girl says resting is part of the work for healing. Absolutely. 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 So let me give you practical tips. When I say raise your vibration, you see, the language of your heart, there's a language of your spirit, there's a language of your heart, there's a language of your mind, there's a language of your body. They are all integrated. Whatever your body is doing, your mind is interpreting. Whatever your heart is doing, your mind is interpreting. Whatever your mind is doing, your body is receiving. Whatever your body is doing, your heart is receiving. You have an integrated system. So when your mind, you see, and the way God did it, you can use one to reset the other. You can use one to reset the other. You can use thinking to reset the body and the heart. You can use vibration to set the mind and the body. You can use emotions to set the mind and the heart. You can use feelings to set the heart and the body. You can, it's like your in fact, it's like your steering wheel. It can move in different direction. If you turn this way, your tire turns this way. You turn this way, your tire turns. You can turn right, you can turn left. It's a choice. If you turn, it has implications on your tire. If this moves, right, they are all interconnected. So what does that mean? One of the principles that people tell you, exercise, exercise, exercise. People don't understand the science of it. Most people think it's just weight loss, blah, blah, blah. Weight loss is a byproduct of exercise. Okay? There are so many things else happening beneath it. When your body moves, your body loves to move. When you move your body, you automatically put your body in a happier state. Guys, maybe this is even the meat juice here. Let me unpack it for you guys. Those who have stayed till this moment, you will get the best. Weight loss is a byproduct of moving your body. Byproduct. It shouldn't be the reason you move your body. But when you move your body, the evidence, the physical, is weight loss. You will shed weight. Many people don't understand that beneath it all is physics and chemistry. Movement rewires your physics and chemistry and your biology. It allows you to let go of energy, it moves toxic things out of your system. Okay, I'm trying to. There are many things connected, but I'm just trying to summarize it. But let me give you a little bit meat. Every time you're thinking, you're producing emotions, energy in motion, releasing instructions into your body. Prove the good emotions makes you happy, makes you fulfilled, makes you productive. Your body's in a good state. But many times, people, because of bad thinking, the emotions people are producing is negative. It's not good for you. And if you don't let those things go, you integrate them into your system. They become feelings. You carry them into tomorrow. What you don't deal with today, the emotions you don't use up, that your body doesn't use to produce what it was supposed to produce today, and you procrastinate till tomorrow. The energy that was released into your body, one, what you also ingested. The food you eat is that you're extracting energy from your food, right? And you're sending it to the cells, preparing the cells to be able to take action, to burn it for utility, for the things you want to produce, the things you want to do for your body. That's why you eat food. So it compounds. Your mind produces emotions, drops it into the body. It wants your body to do this. Oh, when you're thinking, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, I haven't done this. Okay, you are releasing emotions. Go and do it, go and do it, go and do it, right? Your mind is pumping, flooding your body with instruction. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. But if you're somebody that you're producing emotions that is getting you afraid, getting you fearful, you're like, if I do this, what would they say? If I do that, what would they say? You don't know that you are receiving those and those and those and those of energy. And those energy, because of the way you're thinking, is now toxic for your body. So that's one. You are eating food, eating food. You are not burning it because you are not taking action. You're not somebody that wakes up and does work and burn the energy God gave you in the time you're supposed to use it. You don't use it in the time you're supposed to use it. You keep saying tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Generally speaking, all of that stuff stays in your body. They don't go anywhere. The only way you burn that energy is to move, is to get to work. I'm telling you, many of my students, once they start doing my classes, one of the byproducts is they lose weight. I'm not saying come and lose weight. I'm just saying it's a byproduct is that the more you think, the more you produce, the more you are doing, the energy that your body is producing and releasing, you are converting it into kinetic energy. So there's potential energy, there's chemical energy, there's kinetic. Until your body moves, chemical energy does not convert to kinetic movements. So people keep dosing themselves chemical energy, thoughts. I know what I should do. I'll do this tomorrow. Oh no, I can't do this. Oh, do this. Everything, the emotions you didn't process, that you didn't use up, it result. That's why they talk about stress weight gain. People will start gaining weight. Even if you are not eating much food, it's like because you're thinking, anxiety, depression makes people gain weight. Why? Because the energy you are producing, the chemical energy, has to be stored. You see, when you don't use it, it will be stored, whether through food or through thinking or through vibration or through stress. Some people gain weight because of stress. Where's the weight? Some people don't even eat, they still, right? It's because your thinking, your vibration is already releasing energy into your body. And if you don't use it, if you don't get up and do something based on what you are thinking, if you don't fix your own, if you don't do something about what worries you, what gives you anxiety, you are carrying all of that energy on your body. So when you just start doing anything, bouncing around, talking, going out, trust me, your body was created to be happy. You are putting your body in the happy state. So that's one. The second thing is, once you put your body in the happy state, your vibration, you would rise up. Your thinking will get better. You will not be thinking funky thoughts, because people who sit down, watching, just lying down and ruminating on bad thoughts, sitting down without doing nothing creates a vibration that makes your mind think bad thoughts. Vibration. When you raise your vibration, your mind will match. It will create stories based on your vibration. So if you are already wah, 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 your mind will just be producing the same story that matches that vibration. So it's like, that's why people who sit down, it doesn't get better until you get up. It gets worse the longer you sit down. Does that make sense? People who say, oh, I'm tired. You don't gain strength by just doing nothing. Actually, to gain strength, you have to start moving, because there's something about our system. If you go into hibernation, you stop producing. You go into hibernation. I'm saying when you come out of hibernation and you are ready for life, the more you do, the more God gives you. The more, right? The more life force that is running. It's like the car. You park the car, 1 month you don't use the car, it loses its vibrancy because cars are supposed to be moved. Humans are like that. You're supposed to be moved. You're supposed to be thinking. You're supposed to be producing. You're supposed to be engaged. You're supposed to be like happy because that's the happy state of mind. You stop that stuff. You isolate yourself. Loneliness, one. It just goes down from there. So you have to force yourself to just move. Get a bouncer. Wake up in the morning, just bounce, 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 bounce. Just move. Your thinking will change because simply because your vibrations, vibrational states and sensations, you've raised it up. Trust me, you can't think funky thoughts when you're exercising. It doesn't happen. That's why people get happy. It moves you into a happy state because your mind is always interpreting your emotions, your vibrations, your feelings, and it's trying to give to you the language, the stories. It's trying to convert your vibration into stories. And if you have funky vibration, low vibration, your mind will say, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is this what's going on?" And when he says, "You see what's going on," you are like, "Yes." It will make it go on again. It will give it to your body. It takes you down. If you want your mind to take you up, first of all, just raise your vibration. The easiest way is to just jump up, praise, worship. You've got to raise yourself because as humans, your body is designed to move, and that's the easiest thing to move. Your body. It's harder to move your mind if you've not trained yourself. Okay. So when you don't know what to do, be still and give it to God. When you don't know what to do, quiet yourself and tell God to help you know what to do. Be still is more of when you haven't done all. It's like if you eat the good of the land. If you are willing and obedient, you eat the good of the land. Your will is involved. Okay, your obedience is involved. Once you have applied your will and you know you've been obedient, the rest, the reward of your obedience is on God. The timing of the reward is on God. And you need patience to receive what He promised. That is more on the final mile. But when you are just starting, you've not done anything, you're just trying to learn, you're just trying to understand the direction you should take your life. Get quiet. Grab a pen, grab a paper, study more, think more, produce more, and talk to God, talk to yourself more. And that work is quiet, is not being still. I don't know. Do you understand? Being still is more towards receiving. When you want to receive, like sale, okay, for example, let me use business. In the world of business, you do marketing. Many people don't know. After you've done marketing, you need to just let people miss you a little bit. And sales comes in. Sales is the reward of marketing, but you have to also make room for sales to happen. Most people don't know the energetic principle that for you to sell, people need to be seeking you out. They need to see the value, know the value it, and be ready to invest their own energy to run after the solution. However, many people energetically push, but you don't know you're pushing people away versus invitation. But that's just an example where in the world of business, I'm saying like there's a time when you are supposed to be productive, creating, but there's times when you're supposed to be enjoying. When it's time to enjoy, you need to sleep, you need to put your vibration in a state of well-being because that's the most attractive. When you are building, you see you're building, you're burning energy. When you are receiving, when you are eating good food, you relax, you be still. That's when God will say, I put a table before you, the presence of your enemy. You'll be enjoying yourself. It's a different energetic state. That being still, Jesus, when God told Jesus, sit down and I will make your enemy your footstool. You've done what I asked you to do. You've sacrificed you've done it all. You've made the sacrifices. What is left is for me to reward you for the work well done. That's when you need to be still and give God time and room and patience to reward you for your investment. Right? Versus you've not done anything. You are confused. You are like, I don't know this. During that season, you need advice. You need to calm down. You need quietness. You need to process. You need to think. You need to put yourself in a place where you are ready to receive instructions and order that you must obey. Because many people come out of those things. What God tells them to do, they're like, money, this. They meet it with another counsel. So you want to listen to, gain instruction, and then you need to follow the instruction. And after you follow the instruction, wait to receive your reward. Yeah. Okay. Guys. Whew. Good stuff. Okay. Join us in the Quantum Leap Academy. You don't want to miss any of the classes. You don't want to miss it. Start with the 7 courses on human design. Transform your life. Win your, like, strengthen yourself to be a winner. You see? And then you have business development work, there's self-empowerment work, there's mindset work, there's entrepreneurship stuff going on. So sit down, eat good food from God. Yes, yes, yes. Listen. Oh, anytime you guys talk, yes, that's when we go shopping. Shopping, we'll do shopping, we will take care of ourselves, we'll buy nice things. That's when you go out, you go on vacation. Just don't make these things too serious. But some of you, work, you know, break. You don't know God says Sabbath. Rest. Rest is the strategy for the mind, body, and heart, the soul. You need it. There are so many things you need. Listen, when I'm done here, I already know what I'm doing. That's why I cannot come give. Oh, I will go and chill. I give myself the best. Because that's the only way you sustain this thing. That's the only way you sustain this thing. I'll fuel my tank. I know in the classes I talk about, you've got to have handy things that make you happy. That there are certain things you must know. When you do it, you are happy, and you need to do it more. Some of you just put yourself in an unhappy state, wah, 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 and then you be complaining. Get up, find something to do. If it is baking, bake. Get out there, get the sun, get the light. Do something and put your body in a state that it was designed to thrive. There are certain places your body cannot thrive in. There are certain conditions you put yourself that your body does not like. When your body does not like certain things, it will whine. Remember at the beginning, I talk about the language of the body. When you think funky thoughts, your body will say, pain, chemical. You put wrong, because of your thinking, you put wrong chemicals in your body. Your body was, I wasn't made for this. Why are you treating me this way? Treat me better. Your body loves good food, good sleep, good friends, good message, like good stuff. Why are you feeding yourself crazy stuff, crazy friends? Why are you picking the call of people who constantly demean you? Why? Your body will be like, wah, 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 ha, ha. But you, unsuspecting, this is where lack of wisdom, unwise people, you are doing unwise things. Wisdom calls out in the streets. A little bit more. We need more. We need more, more wisdom. Wisdom to say no. Wisdom to put yourself in a place where you can sleep well at night. And thank God for today. It takes wisdom. These things, it's not just mind. Wisdom is a thing of the spirit. It's a thing of the spirit. No matter how old you are, some people are not wise. They are the ones creating their own chaos. The fiction of your imagination. Who is chasing you? You are the one creating. Your vibration is making your mind create funky stories that is scaring your body. I'm not going there today. Let me stop here. I'm not going there. I'm not going there. Bye, everybody. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you. I'll leave this one alone. I already said, you know what? People who want to learn, invest in learning, gain the skills, take yourself to a higher dimension. It's a choice. And I pray you invest in your future. Bye. In, in my language, they'll say, "Oh, double. Is it double, daro? Good night.